Hi, my name is Shamika Dury, and I'm going to be presenting my 15-112 term project, for which I made Sudoku, or Sudoku2 as I'm calling it. So to start, we'll open up user interface.py and run this. So this will take us to our main menu. So now that I'm here, I can resize this screen, the text will resize with it. I can just hit I to see the instructions. This tells us how to play the game and the rules of the game, which I'm going to explain in just a second. So I can hit N to return to the menu, and this here is just a reminder of that. We're going to go ahead and skip R and Q and C for right now because we haven't seen the board yet, but one thing we can do is press P to see the current state of the board. So it is currently possible to win, but if I've done something like changed it and I'm not sure if it's still winnable, I can just check here to see if it's still possible to win. And if it's not, I can just press R to restart and get a new puzzle, or press M to go to the main menu. So now that I'm at the main menu, I can just hit Enter to start playing. So once I've started playing, I can also resize this board, and then the cells are resized with it. Any red square I can hit, it'll turn green and I can edit it. Numbers will work, letters will not. Any of the black squares I cannot edit because they are set, so if I click on them, nothing happens. So now if I go back to the main menu, another interesting thing I can do is enter my own game board. So if I hit Q here, I can enter my own game board. So the only thing I have to do is put an image into the folder which I've already went ahead and done. So if we go here, we can look at sampleboard.png, which is just an image of numbers. None of it's text, it's just an image. So any image that you upload will work as long as it is blank paper. It can be your handwriting as long as it is an image. So we can close that and we can go and enter this here. So if I hit T, I can enter. Any random thing will not work. But when I enter the correct file name, it'll enter that game board into my playable game board. So the way this works here is it takes my image into image to board and converts it into each letter, and then it takes it into my neural network, which predicts what the digits are. And once I have done that, I can hit F to change any numbers that the network might have read wrong. So obviously my network's not perfect, it is only a 90% accuracy, which means that 10% of the time it is wrong. So if I hit F, I can change things. I can change any of the red squares to any number I want, including an empty space, and I can change any of the other squares to any number I want, including a black space. So once I'm satisfied with whatever change I've made, I can just hit enter and I go back to the main menu. Now I can play with this board. So I hit enter again, and now this board is playable just like any other board. So one other interesting thing I can do is press C to make a copy of the numbers I've saved as a text file. So if I hit C here and I go back to my folder, I'll have a yourtext.txt file here. If I open that up, this is the current playable board. And I can just have it as a text file, so I can save this, move this to a different folder, delete it, anything. So if I go back to here, the last thing I can do that's interesting, when I'm playing or on the main screen, I can restart. So when I restart, my board completely changes. So I can just do that again and just change it again. The way I can do this is because of web scraping. So what I'm doing is scraping boards from a website, and that way I have multitudes of boards to choose from, so that you can randomly have a new board every time you restart. So the last thing is winning and losing. So if I change some numbers and I decide it's too hard, I can't do it, let me just be satisfied with my solution now and hit enter, then it says I lost because I didn't finish the board and it wasn't correct. So if I hit S, I can see the solution. My program does some backtracking and it tells me the solution. And if I had filled in the board correctly, I can just hit enter again, and then it tells me I won because I did, and I can just hit R to restart and get a new puzzle. That's all I have for you, so thank you.